Hello, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today is our lovely, long-awaited, from me personally, just because I haven't had there's been a little gap in me filming, me uploading, because I've been dealing with stuff emotionally, and so I have been like, I don't want to watch this film, so I finally watched Princess and the Frog, and I loved it. I think it might be the most, real love story so far, if that makes sense. It's like, oh, I see all the steps. Then, I see how we got from point A to point B to point C through F. I understand all of that. But I think I'm gonna leave Tiana and Nevian, even though they are the main characters, to the end, because there are side characters that I want to talk about a little bit, but I want to then brush them aside, because Tiana and Nevian are, of course, the main characters. Is that the light blue I wanted to use? I practiced this makeup look, a while ago, and I did not film, so I am kind of going off the handle a little bit emotionally. Ooh, that one kind of works. This light is so bright. I'm I can see God from here. So we have best friend of our main character, Charlotte LeBeau. And she is, I think, my favorite best friend. Now, it is not March anymore. But if we were doing, a March Madness Disney Besties, I think Charlotte would get pretty high. Because I was mentally thinking about this. Well, before I started filming, I was like, would she rank high? She didn't, give Tiana money so she could do her restaurant, which she's dreamed of her whole life, but, also knowing Tiana, she would not accept. So I think she possibly did try, prior to the story. And I think that's why she goes to her to cater to the restaurants. Is so, her childhood best friend can achieve her dreams with her help. In a sneaky way to get around Tiana-ness. If that makes sense. And also, she dreams. So, her final line makes her a bit of a predator. But if we ignore the rest of that, she's a very good person and friend to our Tiana. She, immediately was, once realizing the prince is in love with her, it was you know what? I've waited this long. Can wait another few years. Now, that becomes extremely creepy. But, besides that, very good friend. Amazing friend. They have a very, fun relationship. I definitely, I love, they were very sweet. I don't really know how to, describe it. It's oh, someone ruined your outfit, let's go get you a new one. Charlotte is a little self-involved. She is, in all honesty, very self-involved. But whom of us isn't a little self-involved? Isn't that the spice of life? I'm just trying to make sure I cover up the blue so we can start this thing. Also, I think if we're doing Disney Princess Hunger Games, which I'm filming, for context for my hair, even though I think it's a little excessive for Tiana, I am filming a video later after this. That is Hunger Games. And I think I think Pocahontas would win the Hunger Games. Out of, like, Disney Princess Hunger Games, I think Tiana would win. No, she wouldn't. Pocahontas, like, that kind of stuff is, like, constantly portrayed throughout the Pocahontas films. I'm just arguing with myself. Like, who would win? As if I wouldn't use a simulator that would randomly decide. When knowing the simulator from, like, videos I've watched, it would be Sleeping Beauty. She'd sleep through everything and she'd be fine. But, Tiana is, like, the best. Then, after Charlotte, we have our lovely friend, the crocodile. Now, our crocodile buddy, Louis, I forgot, is so great. And they're so, like, supportive. Like, oh, you want to pursue this? Okay. Cool. And they, being Tiana and Naveen, push him to go for it. And then when Tiana gets her restaurant at the end of the movie, you're watching this and the movie's been out for a decade. I apologize for spoiling it, but I also don't. Sucks to be you. Sucks to suck. I love that her iconic, like, Tiana's iconic green dress was, like, kind of foreshadowed in the beginning by the flower in her mom's hair. I was like, oh, that is Tiana's dress. That is Tiana's dress. And then the movie, and then we get to the end, and I'm like, that's Tiana's dress. Like, of course it was. Is Disney we're talking about. And of course they would, like, maybe I put too much credit in Disney's hands. Maybe that's a thing I do. And since I'm talking about Tiana, let's just continue. Or should I talk about the fly? So there's a little fly. He's a little guy. He's a little buddy. He dies. Very sad. He lives and he dies and gets resurrected as a star, I think, is what the movie implies. Which is a very fun life cycle for a fly. And I support the fly's rights to be he's a, light bug. Firefly. He's a firefly. And so, and, like, part of the comedic relief duo of him and the crocodile. Crocodile? Remember, words. Words not happening in my head. That's what's happening. It's not happening up there. But so, they're very cute. Then we have Tiana and Naveen. And they, as I said, I think my favorite love story. They just are so, like, non-toxic enemies to lovers. If that makes sense. They're, like, not abusive. Bars and hell. And they're not like, oh, I hate you. They just don't meet. And then she's like, here's what it's like working for a living. And he's like, okay, cool. respect that. And he gets her out of her shell, and she, like, teaches him basic human skills, and it's so sweet. It's so sweet. Wrong one. Was it the right one? Yes, it was. And they are very, very cute. Naveen, I think, is my favorite prince. I have a bunch of little Disney does Disney Adorables, and I have a ton of them up there. I have a plushie of the Belle one. There's also a Tiana plushie, but I do not have that one. I got the Belle one because it's a blind box, but I do have David, and I was like, I don't remember watching the film ever. I did. I for sure did. There were several moments where I was like, I remember this. I remember this. I remember this. But my brain wasn't being, like, remembering it before. Like, watching it triggered the memories of the previous watch-throughs I've had. But he's become my favorite prince. He's a bit of a liar and a trickster, which is, look, don't trick the people you care about. Don't trick people, you prince. That's the opposite of what princes are supposed to do. But he does, because he's incredibly naive. And spending time with Tiana makes him less so, but she also, like, gives him space for his naivete, and she gives her space for her to, like, dance and enjoy life, and it's so sweet. Like, he does not fall in love with her, like, she's like, oh, she doesn't, like, let me do whatever I want, and he's kind of attracted to it. And then he sees her just be in her zone cooking, and also later when they're at Mama Odie's dancing, and he's like, oh. And he tries to propose to her because the man acts quickly. It's been 2 days max, I believe, in, like, the world. Like, there's no way it has been more days than that. But he's also a prince, and that is how the world works for royalty, kind of. Is that greenish? That's more brown. Ugh, that is ugly too. You know what? We're gonna use the silver, because she does have a bluish silver dress. And we're just gonna fix it up with glitter, because glitter fixes everything. This movie is, I believe, now, is Wish an official Disney princess film? Is a question I should know the answer to, considering I'm doing this series, but I do not. All I know is the next one is Tangled. And then after that, Frozen. No. Is Brave the next one? Is it Tangled then Brave then the Frozen films, or is it Brave then Tangled then the Frozen films? I have no idea. I should have an idea, but I don't. There, he tries to propose to her, and then she talks about, like, why she wants to open a restaurant, and that it's, like, for her dad and in remembrance of him, and this is a dream they both had. And he's just like, this matters so much to you. I will not, like, make you be something that you don't want to be. I won't make you be a princess just because I am selfish and in love with you. He's backs off. And she finds out through the annoying Firefly May he rest in peace. Whatever. I feel like the cross is upside down because there's a lot of space between that, and then you're just doing that there. So it's an upside down cross. So it's satanic. Let's see what happens from that. But so I feel like I'm gonna add some to the under eye. Oh yeah, this is a lot more pigmented. Oh, there's glitter under the end, my eye, where it's not meant to be. He backs off. As I was saying, he backs off as soon as she's like, this is my dream. And he knows that their dreams will probably not comport well with each other. And he can get her her dream, which is the restaurant, by marrying her friend. And so he decides to leave and go and try and get turned back into a prince and try and get turned back into a prince by her friend, who is technically at the moment a princess due to her dad being the king of Mardi Gras. And it's when Charlotte has like the best friend moment so far. When she gets told, she gets like so happy and goes to look for him. And the villain is also great. I enjoy that the ending, his comeuppance is not because of the main characters. It is truly his own, like, Machiavellian tendencies, his, like, urge to, like, his drive to, like, achieve great things that truly causes his downfall. It is not anything else. It is that trope. Oh god. He makes the devil's bargain with his friends on the other side. And that's what causes his downfall, which I think is a very interesting way. It's like the hero's played like no part other than breaking his necklace. Everything that happened to him was laid out. Like, you got friends on the other side, but friends on the other side, like, they're dead. Morals don't really apply to them. They can't get arrested. So, friends on the other side do not matter. And therefore, he dies. Very fun. Yeah. Tiana, I think, might be, like, the most real Disney princess. Currently, good on her for keeping and having 2 jobs and saving up. And it is a Disney movie. It's set in, like, 1920s, because there's, like, flapper dresses and stuff like that, and they wear, like, long dresses that are stopped at the ankles. It seems 20s, 30s-ish, like, post-World War I, maybe not post-World War II. And because it is a Disney movie, they do not really touch on the racism and sexism of the time, but it is, like, oh, like, the rich people are the white people who got their money from cotton in the South. Oh boy. And then what would have probably been then, so they're in very opulent, all the white people are very opulent areas, and all the people of color are in less opulent areas. And we get lines like from the two brothers who are selling the restaurant location that Tiana wants. They say, "Oh, this is too much for a girl like you with your background." And so it's very subtle, but there is racism and sexism in the story. Now, I wish we would have gotten the Tiana miniseries. I do. I was like, oh, they gave Rapunzel like a 4-season show. And they couldn't give her like a miniseries. Like, I get, but like but to be fair, the first film is like one of the last hand-drawn animation efforts, and so like hand-drawn is probably more expensive than computer generated because they have like I don't know, but I'm upset with their choices to cancel the show. And I would have wished to know what it was like, because Tiana is slowly becoming like my little baby. Love her. But yeah. So I will see you on a Wednesday. Maybe you'll be in a cafe. And you can begin a new video. But until then, bye. I messed up. Like and subscribe. I always forget that. How do I always forget that? It's funny at this point. It's funny to forget to do like and subscribe and watch my previous videos if you thought I was funny, because I am always delightful. Always this delightful. Which you might not find that delightful, but I like hearing myself talk. Wouldn't that be a fun job? Just jabber for hours. It's been 20 minutes. It's not been hours. Bye.